What's happening, fellas? We got a surprise for you guys. Check it out. We got the dyno installed on the first floor of the museum, and Jeff Castine, the Manic Mechanic's about to run a dyno run on this 250 Suzuki. You're gonna see a master dyno tuner in action. A master dyno tuner is somebody that is an A-Tech that knows how to run the dyno the right way and how to tune the bike so it runs better.
Alright, we're gonna do a 5th gear pull.
5th gear pull? What's up, Junior? What's up, Wizard?
What's happening,
What do you boys think about having a dyno here?
I think it's awesome. Just the sweet smell of racing caster.
And we're shooting the beautiful exhaust note right into the tunnel here, so all you're gonna hear is a sweet two-stroke singing in the valley, in the Hawken Valley.
It'll be nice and quiet too because it's going out the back of the building, so not the front. We'll keep the neighbors happy.
I'm in the shop, you know. It's not too
Are you
loud.
excited about dyno tuning your 620?
Oh yeah. No.
You're not gonna dyno that?
I don't want to blow that
Which
up.
one are you gonna put on here?
How about my 252 stroke? It's here.
See what it'll pull?
Yeah.
Go get it.
Yeah. I wonder what Jeff's pulled.
We'll have a little dyno shootout.
Yeah.
Does winner get a trophy?
And how about Junior's 250?
Yeah, we could do the 96, yeah, see what she's
So
making.
we'll do all the 250s today.
Okay, so we got a 250 dyno shootout going on here today. You got the Suzuki leading the way. What year's yours?
Mine's a 16 TC250 Husky, which is the same thing as KTM.
2016. That's brand new,
2016.
basically.
Yeah.
Brand new race weapon.
Yeah, and same thing as the KTM 250 SX.
Then we got the 96
96
CR250, which is the pre-RC valve that the motor of doom, at least for the
Yeah,
Hondas.
good
Well,
motor.
it'd be interesting to see what the
Yeah.
how the old dogs compare to the new one.
Both was tuned. This one's Jeff tuned.
This is the Manic Mechanic
So,
tuned.
yeah. I think,
What year's your bike, Jeff?
It's 07.
07? Last year, the two-stroke.
so
06. I don't remember. What was it when we bought it?
this is 07.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Last year. Yeah, if I told it your bike is gonna have the most, the Suzuki's gonna be a close second, and the Honda's probably a couple behind. The Honda's really
My bike's supposed to have like 50 out of the box, but see what this thing reads.
yeah.
What's the scoop with your 250?
16.
It's a 16 KTM, Husqvarna 250, which
Before
is the
they
same
dumbed them
thing.
down.
Yeah, before they kind of mellowed them out by putting a balancer shaft in it. It lost some horsepower, so I'm hoping it pulls supposedly the highest production horsepower 250 two-stroke ever made.
We'll find out soon.
16 at 50 and
Stay tuned. The proof's in the pudding. So, Jeff, can you explain to us, guys, you already know this is Jeff Castine. I call him the Manic Mechanic. No one I know has got more experience on a dyno. How many years you been running this dyno?
Well, I've had this one for 17, and then I had the earlier version for 7, so
25 years.
24, 25 years.
How many dyno runs do you think you've done?
Oh, geez, thousands.
Thousands?
Sometimes I might do 20 tuning one bike, you know.
I know you've done a bunch for us on the bikes we bought up there. So, can you explain how this graph works to the?
Well,
yours?
I did a 5th gear pull from 25 mile an hour to 75, which is red line. It made 28.6 horsepower. And then I don't have the tack lead hitched up, but we'll start using that. It'll display the torque, and you can see where the power starts to fall off on the RPM.
At about how many RPM?
Yeah, it's probably, this over here is probably 10, and over here is probably around 8. So it probably made peak horsepower at, between 6 and 8,000 RPMs. And then it starts to fall off. Most all engines, unless you build race motors, they make power straight to red line.
Yep.
That's when you know you got a good built motor.
Yep. Now 28.6 is that's at the rear wheel. Some loss between the chain and the knobby and everything else.
Yeah.
At the crank, it'd be about
It
what?
would make 12% more if we had a shank dyno, they call it, where you take the horsepower right off the sprocket.
So that would be roughly 31 horsepower.
Yeah, what's 28 plus, yeah, it'd be about 4 more, 28 to 9, about 32. Yeah.
It's interesting when you hear these wild claims by the manufacturers. But that's at the crankshaft under perfect conditions and everything else. And
Yeah, I mean,
the dyno
everybody
tuned to
claiming
show
50 and 60 horsepower, you know, you got
pie in the sky BS, isn't
yeah,
it?
a lot of it.
Yep. I know we dynoed a 2010 YZ450, which brand new, which supposedly was putting down like
I got
58 horse, and
I think I got some CR.
it was only putting down 44.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to provide dyno sheets, real dyno sheets with actual real world numbers on every bike we build here, every bike we sell. If you want it done, we'll be able to get it done for you. And Junior's race bike, we'll be putting that on here and seeing what they're pulling. What model dyno jet is this?
It's called a 250i.
250i dyno jet.
Yeah.
Dyno works. Jeff, how does the dyno work here?
Well,
It spins this drum, right?
that drum weighs 1,000 pounds, and it's all calculated in on how fast the drum goes to redline, how fast the drum, you know, to the engine's RPM. I don't really know all the technical theory of it, but
Well, you got a few components attached to it too. You got your monitor, your keyboard, your mouse, and then
Yeah.
this is the brains of the computer, right?
this is called the Dyno stack. This is Dyno Jet's equipment right there.
Yep. What's a setup like this cost new today? I know you've had yours a while, but
This one I paid $25,000 for it 17 years ago.
I know Slater paid $35,000 for his, and he has the same one. He bought it like 5 or 6 years ago, so
they're
it's only gone up.
probably close to
Inflation
40,
go up.
40
Yeah,
grand, you know?
yeah, they ain't going down in price.
Inflation rate, punch in the calculator.
But it's the only way to know the truth on how your bike's running, and especially in the wintertime when you can't take them outside to run them.
This will be cool too because we compare 3 250s. Even though we're going to see low numbers because we're measuring off the rear wheel, it's comparing three different 250s is going to show us, you know, what they make.
I can't wait to throw our 500s on here.
Yeah, the 500s too. We'll be probably sad. We'll probably go,
Yeah.
oh, this thing only makes 40 horsepower.
Right. Here, record this, Pops.
3, 2.
We can't-
I was already filming.
Oh, yeah?
It's filmed like
Nice, perfect.
shoot for
we
3
can't
minutes.
wait to dyno the 500s because, you know, between 55 and 75, you're just ripping the dirt loose either way. So it's hard to tell by the seat of the pants dyno. So we have an idea, but you just don't know.
Yeah, but like
Really can't tell.
Like I was saying, we're probably going to be sad because it's measuring it off the rear wheel, and we're thinking it's going to make 60 horse or plus. We'll probably see something in the 40s. We won't know till we pull it.
Here's a CRF 450 he had done, which is putting down 37 on this dyno.
Yeah, I just straightened them out and made them run good, you know, with the carburation.
Stout one. This is a TRX 450 that was putting down 47 horse. That's pretty stout.
Yeah, that's one I built. That one I did put a piston and cam in.
So we got some competition here. We got the CR250R going to run the dyno run. What year is this one again?
This is a 96.
96. Then we got the big gun in the back here, Wizard with his 2016 Husqvarna over here. Jeff, before you take it off the screen, I want to show them the final pull was at 31.23 horsepower. 31.23
Yeah, on my 250.
on the 250 Suzuki. So that's figure number one. Now we're going to run the Honda, see what this is pulling. We'll see if the hype is real. And then the Wagner Motorsports Husqvarna 252cc two-stroke.
Cycles Motorsports Husqvarna.
Yeah, it is now.
Wagner.
F. Wagner.
We have waited so many months, and
To have this dyno here.
this is a dream come true. Boys.
Billy, bring the TZ750 down.
Whoa! I don't know if it's strong enough for my TZ750.
It may not
It
be.
might break the dyno.
Yeah, we're gonna rip the museum off the foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen that before.
Hey, we could do that.
That'd be kind of cool,
We
huh?
will. Yeah, I'd like to do that.
These are the two-stroke
Yeah.
250s.
Oh yeah, this is Jeremy McGrath special right here.
I had so much good luck on these bikes through the years on the Nationals.
Now these are pretty much the same, like 93 to 96, weren't they? Very similar.
They were, yep.
I heard the 93 frame turned a little bit better.
It had a tighter steering angle for Supercross, and McGrath
Did you hear the
stuck
tire
with the
up?
93 frame.
See how the wheel's not centered on the roller? Jeff's got a remote control that slides the whole thing forward.
Yeah, this,
Now
was
it's
a,
center.
this was a $1,200 option because I didn't want to do it by hand, so I went for it.
Best $1,200 you ever spent.
Do the pulls because he knows how to do it.
Yeah.
I would be a little awkward to do it all screwed up. You know, you gotta-
Hey, you guys should all be paying attention, and maybe he can teach you how to do this.
I'm gonna
Jeff, you went to school for this, right?
When I bought the Dyno, Dynojet offered a 3-day free seminar. I flew out and took it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, this Dyno I can also remap fuel injected bikes. So
Oh, man.
I had to take that was kind of complicated to learn how to do that, but
Where'd you go to Dynojet school? Where is it?
it was Las Vegas.
Las Vegas? Very cool.
Yeah, this Dyno has an electromagnetic brake on it. That was an $8,000 option.
Option? There's 10 grand in options. Sounds like the big upsell there.
You
That should be
can buy-
included for 25G, you know?
You can buy just the Dyno to get numbers and use it as a tool, but if you want to remap, you had to have that $8,000 electromagnetic brake on it. It's a great big coil pack with 2 big steel discs. It creates an electromagnetic field around those brake discs, and it loads the drum so you can hold particular throttle openings. If I want to tune 40% throttle at 6,000 RPMs, it'll hold the engine right there, and then you adjust your fuel.
Very cool. Well, we had 3 runs here. Jeff, can you explain this
I'm
to
gonna
us?
blow the screen up here. Okay, the first run it made 29, the top run. Second run was the bottom run where it made 31.07, and the third run 31.30. It takes 3 pulls to get the peak power.
31.39. 31.39 was the best run. Here's the proof in the pudding right here. Jeff, explain to us what happened.
Okay, so the red graft is Junior and the blue graft is me. The CR is Junior and
They're a dead match at peak.
at peak, but in mid-range
Think they were
here,
copying each other, Honda and Suzuki?
in the mid-range, the Honda made almost 4 more horsepower.
That's substantial. That's 20% more horsepower in the mid-range. So that would transmit to easier for supercross or motocross horsepower for launching.